Hey guys, so it's time for me to do my monthly reset video. So for this one, it will be my February 2023 monthly reset video, and I have a whole system set up because this is just how I like to do things. But obviously I'm just showing it the top half because it's a whole mess out in this joint. But we are resetting for a new month. I am filming currently today, Wednesday 25th of January, so we still have about 6 days left before January ends. And I was like, do you know what, if I don't film this now, I don't think I'll be able to do it. So I'm gonna film it today. Hopefully I can edit today, and you guys should have it live tomorrow. So whenever I'm doing my reset, I do a lot of things. I look at my weekly planner. I have this weekly planner, which I don't know if you can really see much, but this is the weekly planner. If I bend it this way, you can see. So this is the weekly planner, and all I do is just rip off the page once I am done with the planner. So that's one. The second weekly planner that I have is in my legend planner that I have. So my legend planner gives you, this is a weekly view. Obviously you can't see it because, like I said, it is super bright right now. So can I do a contrast? Yes, so this is my weekly view so far that I have done in January. And with this one, you get to see the 7 days of the week. Then you have this week's main goals, and then for every single day you have what's your goal for today and what are the 3 priorities that you want to work on today. Then it gives you the time from 6 a.m. all the way to 9 p.m. I get up at 5 a.m. every day, so the first hour of my day is not included in these planners, but that's okay. I still use them for a reason. So, and then at the bottom here, at the bottom, I do have my work to-do list, my personal to-do list, habit tracker, then things that made me happy, lessons that I learned, and how I will improve next week. So I have that. This is a great way for me to track my week, but I use it in combination. And no, I don't stop here because I also have my diary, which I also use. Again, can I do a contrast with my, I don't know if my camera will adjust, but this is my diary. Yeah, this is my diary that is also in a weekly view. So this is the again, it's so bright. I'm not complaining because it's bright, and you know, it's been getting really dark early, so I am just happy that it's not dark. But it's a weekly view, so you have the days of the week on one side, and then you have a notes page on the other. And I just love to write my goals for the week. So this big planner, because I don't travel around with it, I put in all of the goals that I would like to accomplish that week in the big tracker, and then the big planner, then I transfer over to my small planner. But one thing I wanted to show you guys first is, with this reset, this is my January reset, and this is what it looks like. What I'm gonna try and do, where's my mobile? I have my mobile here. I'm going to take a picture, which hopefully I will remember to insert in here so you can see the mess that I have down here. But let's take a picture. It has all of my goals that I've been working on in the month of January, and just all of the activities that has been going on in January. And I must say, January has been a great month. And also, can I just say, this January 2023 is not January the way other Januaries have been January. Do you know what I mean? Like, we have 6 days left in the month of January. Normally a month of January feels like a whole year. So I'm not sure what's up with January, but it's not January in the way other Januaries of January. That's all I know. But in any case, I have in this planner the monthly overview, and I've been decorating it and I've loved it. I've done a lot of workouts. I've gone back to the gym. I've been doing a lot of workouts. I've started traveling again. I went to Prague last week for my first trip of the year, and I'm going on my second trip of the year. And I'll film my Transfer Tuesday there when I am there, and I'll post it live hopefully before I get on the flight. So The next page here, which I'll fill out next week Tuesday, is reflect on a month. So I'll be reflecting on my month when I am traveling. Notes page, and then I've already filled in everything that I would like to do for the month of February 2023. So let's just quickly go to the goals and activities that I have done in January 2023. So in terms of goals, I had the most important goals where I had 4 goals. So one of them was to book a property event. I have never been to a property event before. I have attended online via the membership program that I'm part of, but I've never been to like an actual show, and I was like, an event, sorry, and I was like, I needed to go. That has been one of my priorities for January. If there was anything I was going to do in January of 2023 to elevate my property investing business, it's to start attending these events and just start getting familiar with things, how they do things, and learn as much as I can. So now I've figured out a technique or strategy that I'll be following moving forward. So I did that. I booked it and attended the event. Second one was to travel abroad with friends, and I must say both trips that I have planned and one I've done already this month are both with friends. I'm a solo traveler. I love that, but I've been loving companionship with my friends, traveling with them. It's been great and I love that. So I'll do more of those moving forward. And then my third goal was to save and invest £1,000. We will talk about my money goals and what I've done so far when we start looking at my budget. I do have my laptop down here with me. And then the fourth one was also a financially related one, but to close my eToro portfolio. So I think for those of you who watch my investment portfolio videos, you haven't seen an update for eToro from me for a long time. And that's because back in the summer last year sometime, I sold, I think, everything that I had in the portfolio except one of the stocks that was down. I chose not to sell that one. I left it alone, but now I finally closed it and I don't have an account with eToro anymore. This is not to say that there's anything wrong with eToro or anything like that, but I mentioned in my 2023 goals that my plan is to focus on my ISA, my stocks and shares individual savings account, because that is more tax efficient. And with the way the government is moving these days, I just want to be sending as much money as I can towards my ISA than to general investment account. This is why I got rid of my eToro. This is not to say there's anything wrong with them. There's nothing. I just want to focus on my ISA as opposed to general investment accounts. So the 4 goals that I had, I have done. Now the things that I wanted, the things that I said will make this month great outside of my goals were to learn how to set up this technique that I've learned from this property event. So I have started. I haven't completely finished everything, but I've started. Second thing, so it's skills. The things that I would do to make this month great was, one, what skills to learn. I wanted to learn more about property, so that's one. What habits to adopt. This is for me drinking water every day, and I do have my trusted water bottle here. It's really tiny. I really like it. This is 260 milliliter bottle. It's so tiny. My sister's boyfriend gave it to me for Christmas. I love it, so I've been using this every single day, I think. So that is to drink water every day. Those who know me in person know I have a love-hate relationship with water. I know I need it, but I just don't like drinking water. So normally I go for flavored water, but drinking smaller amounts, I'm drinking about 6 of these a day. Smaller amounts like this is really helping, and because it's pink and it's cute, I like it. So drinking water and then reading daily. We're going to talk about the books that I've been reading and my struggle book already. But we'll talk about the books in a moment. But yeah, reading daily. I don't want to lie, I have not been reading daily. I've been reading maybe 3 or 4 times a week, but definitely not daily. I was consistent at the beginning, the first 2 weeks, but then kind of fell off because I got back into some dramas that I like watching. So there is that. And then places to go and people to see. So one of them was to go to my parents. I did that. One, to go to Prague. I did that. And then the next trip, which I won't reveal yet until I come back from the trip, I will do that from tomorrow onwards. So there is that. Then things to avoid. I literally put overspending and takeaways. I have been overspending in a lot of categories of late, and guess what I have done? Overspent in a lot of categories in January. I kind of expected it already. There are certain things that I could avoid it, and there are certain things that I couldn't avoid, but you know what, it has happened and we'll learn from it and just try not to repeat that. Then for takeaways, so even though I put to avoid takeaways, my thing was to avoid ordering takeaway every single week. I wanted to bring down how much takeaway I had to at least twice a month as opposed to once weekly. Once weekly worked well, but honestly I could use that money for other things, and I cook at home all the time. So but obviously it's not always that I want to eat at home. So anyway, takeaways, I've done 2 in the month of January, and I'm really proud of myself for that. So yeah, so those are the goals and activities that I have been working on. And then there are certain things, obviously private things, that I don't share, but I document in my planner. But I have absolutely love this planner. I'm enjoying it. This is the first time I'm using this Legend planner. It's huge and it stays at home, and then I go about my business with the smaller one together with my notebooks. So I have about 4, I think, if I include the weekly calendar. So I have about 4 ways that I stay on top of everything that I want to do. So I think it's already over 10 minutes since I started talking about planners and what have you. So what I'm going to do now is, before I go to the budget, I'll just quickly talk about the books. So with the books, for the month of January, I have read 1 book. I'm still struggling with Total Control. I've spoken about this in the last 2 monthly research videos, so we're not really going to talk about this one. I'm still struggling to read this book, but hopefully on this vacation I'm going on, I'll be able to read it. But I finally read It Ends With Us, and oh my god, me and my friends have created a book club, and we met up, read, this was our first book to read. We totally loved it, discussed it, and it was just good to see other people's point of view on this book. But highly recommend this book. And trigger warning, it does contain some I don't want to say some domestic abuse, because it does touch on some domestic abuse. So it's a great book regardless. I loved it so much that for my book club, our second book that we've already started reading and we will discuss in February is the next book that she wrote, the author wrote, Colleen Hoover wrote, It Starts With Us. So we have already read It Ends With Us, and now we are now reading It Starts With Us. But on top of that, I've also picked up another book, Die With Zero. So Die, Getting All You Can from Your Money and Your Life. I'm excited to read this, but I also think this book is US centric, I believe, but I'm excited to read this book. So in terms of books, this is what we are dealing with for the books. So thumbnail. Yeah, so these are the books that we have read and are planning to read in the month of February. So now we are going to move to my laptop, and I am going to do a screen record and walk you through my my budget for January. So I'll talk to you about, you know, where I spent my money, how much I brought in. And this is just to say I am excluding all of my rental income from these budgets moving forward. I am also excluding my side hustle passive income that I make. So this is just other money and money from my job. So I'll start the screen record now. Let us begin. So as you can see, I bought a template. I mentioned about this in my January reset, that I bought a template from Etsy, and I absolutely love it. So for the month of January, I have brought in just under 5,800 so far. My expenses, savings, and debt I've spent 4,000, over 4,300, and I have under 1,500 pounds left. And this buffer money, I take it over into the new month, and that is what I use to pay for the bills for February, and then again I'll leave money in February to pay for the bills in March. So this is just how I do it. But the total that I've brought in so far, I mean, we still have 6 days left, so who knows, I might bring in some more money, is 5,000, over 5,700. So in terms of the bills, if we look at the bills and we also look at the expenses, and we look also savings and debt. For the bill summary, so far I'm still just waiting for my second mobile to be paid, because everything else has been paid. Oh, I forgot to take this one, so take that one. And also for my Plum app that I use for saving, and then I just need to tithe or give about £50 that I'm going to do that this weekend anyway. In terms of expenses, the items in red I overspent on. I'm not surprised. Transportation, definitely not surprised whatsoever. Dining out, this one surprised me, but it's okay with this one. But there's a lot that I have not overspent in, which makes me happy. But overall, so far I've overspent because I did decide to cash flow a travel expense in there, so that's why I went over, but I'm not pressed at this at all. Then if we go to my savings, I'm very happy with my savings. I've been able to save over £1,000 to 100. For my debt as well, I'm happy to have sent just under £600 towards my debt. And then we have this lovely expenses breakdown that, you know, I've been using and I've been loving. And then this is just the expense tracker. I enter in every single day when I spend money and all of that jazz. And then here on the top you just have this graph, and I love this spending overview. I just love seeing, yes, my bills are the biggest chunk, but then followed by my expenses, then savings and debt. So not too bad. And then at the bottom here, what I love about this tracker is at the bottom here I've got notes for this month. So some of the goals, I'm tracking them in here. So what I wanted to focus on this month was to fund my emergency fund. I have added quite a bit of money to my emergency fund, save up for upcoming trips using the 100 envelope savings challenge, and I think I have the tracker here somewhere. Yeah, I have. So this is what I use, absolutely love, and I've been doing just that. Reduce unnecessary spending. I have done that because I looked at all of the spending that I've done and I've barely done any unnecessary spending, so that's good. And then dry January, this one I had to laugh, and this is purely because I remember it was like 10 or 14 days into the month, I just poured myself a big glass of wine, and I'm sat there. As soon as I sat on the sofa and I just drank, I sipped on it, I laughed so hard because I was like, well, there goes dry January. So I had a half dry January. That's all I'm going to say. So things that I'm focusing on for next month, I would like to understand this new technique for property investing. I would still like to continue saving for my emergency funds. And also today I just had my car serviced. You won't see it in here because I have a separate sinking funds tracker, and that's where I track all of these expenses because the money is coming from there. Actually, part of it is going to cash flow, so I'll record that after. But I have definitely emptied my car sinking fund this month because I had a car service, which I did get a small discount. But in any case, we've emptied that and we're going to restart next month. So now if I move to February, if I move to February here, so for the month of February, I'm budgeting 3,800. The bills haven't really changed. I think the only one that's changing is this one because it's now going to be about 10.99 moving forward. What else is changing? Oh, and I have Google renewal. That is also something I pay for Google Photos. So that will be £30. I think £29 or something. And then I've also added in extra mortgage because I plan, so my mortgage is just under £900, and my plan is to always pay £900 towards my mortgage, so pay a little bit extra towards my mortgage. But otherwise, with respect to my bills, nothing has changed except for the subscription I have with Equifax. So Equifax, I use it to check my credit score and get a credit report. So that's the only one that I can think of that has increased in price as of, January. Then something that you won't see until next year again is the Google Photos, and that's it. Yep, that is it. So I hope you enjoyed this video. If you did, please give it thumbs up, subscribe if you haven't already, and I will see you guys in my next video. Bye.